Are you a football fan? Have you ever found yourself wondering, what in the world was that ref thinking? Well, Mike D, the referee, is here to help you. Join me on Whistle Talk as I talk to professionals on the field and in the booth to help you understand what is going on inside the mind of a football official. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next episode of Whistle Talk. As I mentioned, tonight what I'm going to be doing is I plan on going over a couple of different type of plays and hopefully hearing some different type of feedback on what you, the listeners, are liking or not liking, any questions that you may have on some of the different plays. So we're going to give it another minute or so here, and we will get going. I want to thank all the people though that have been out there, all the people that are jumping onto the Facebook page. Goodness, we're almost got 1,000 members right now, so we're at 939. So keep on sharing that stuff out there. I'd like to thank Coach Chip allowing me to push this out onto his Facebook page. Excuse me for my voice, a little raspy tonight. But Coach Chip Siegel, definitely go check his page out. Daniel Chamberlain with Joe Daniels, go check out their podcast. They got some great stuff there. And the guys and gals over at Football Zebras. Once again, thank you guys for having me on and for helping promote the show and going back and forth from there. So, like I said, appreciate everything that everybody is doing. Hopefully you're getting stuff out of this. And well, let's just keep getting better. We just finished up now week 3 of our regular season here in New Jersey. So we've got some interesting plays that I'm going to show some clips tonight. So talk you guys through some different clips and some different information out there. And again, hopefully got some people jump on and throw some feedback. So with that being said, let's get on to our first clip. So this first clip I got, and it's been blasted all over social media today. So I kind of downloaded this one from Max Prep. So let me go live here, and let's publish this. So should be seeing it pop up here.
Unique deal, Brad Dahl, the backup quarterback.
So what we got
holding
here
and
is,
they'll
and
just
I'm
kick
just
it.
rewinding a little bit.
Yes, this is a unique deal, Brad Dahl, the backup quarterback, holding and look at the leg on this guy.
We got a punt situation.
Sends it down the field.
Punt situation happens to be from
unique deal, Brad Dahl, the backup quarterback,
the ball from
holding and look at the leg
line.
On this guy.
And not only are they
sends it
snapping
down
it
the
to their
field.
own 35-yard line, but they're snapping
and
it
look at
on
this.
a
Are you
field goal
kidding me?
formation.
Down near the 1-yard line. Wow, that's a weapon. That is an all-state kicker.
An all-American kicker.
Talking about Anna kicking for Park Hill. How about 23 here? They'll just kick it. Yes, this is a unique deal. Brad Dahl, the backup quarterback, holding and look at the leg on this guy. He sends it down the field. And look at this. Are you kidding me? Down near the 1-yard line. Wow, that's a weapon. That is an all-state kicker. Talking about Anna kicking for Park Hill. How about 23 and
So what we got there is we got ourselves a field goal formation. We got ourselves a scrimmage kick, but they lined up in the field goal. And one thing that we always continue to repeat and say to each other is a kick is a kick is a kick. So in this scenario, this one team decided that they were going to punt the ball from a field goal formation. And as you heard the announcer say, they've got an all-state kicker. So the field goal was attempted from, well, they snapped it from their own 35, going back 7 yards. So you're looking at about the 27.5, 28-yard line is where they actually kicked the ball from. And this young man smashed the ball all the way downfield that they ended up downing it at the 1-yard line. Again, it's a punt. A field goal in high school football is a punt that can score. And what they did here is they decided to punt with a field goal. If that ball would have crossed the goal line, just like in a punt formation, it would have been a touchback. But they felt that they had a better situation with kicking this ball as opposed to punting the ball. So they went with the field goal formation, and it worked out very well to their benefit there. So we'll allow that play one more time here. Let the announcer...
here, they'll just kick it.
Let them talk through.
Yes, this is a unique deal. Brad Dahl, the backup quarterback, holding and look at the leg on this guy. He sends it down the field. And look at this. Are you kidding me? Down near the 1 yard line? Wow, that's a weapon. That is an all-state kicker. Talking about Anna kicking for Park Hill. How about 23 in purple? Jacob Dillon. Well, this is a unique way to do it, but this is legal.
Yeah, so part of the reason why it's legal, as you mentioned, Kevin, is because there's a T. So the ball.
So they're talking about what makes it legal. The ball never touches the ground. A kick is a kick is a kick. And just like Mike just said in our chat, thank you for jumping on there, Mike. Field goal is a punt that can score. Okay, it's exactly it. So a kick is a kick is a kick. So kind of an example of what we're going to be going through tonight. So I got a couple of interesting ones here that I want to share with you. So here's one, a little local flavor here from a local school here in New Jersey, a situation that popped up a couple days ago. So you're going to notice, let me just pause it really quick. Line of scrimmage here, it is about the 28-yard line. So we're going to let this one play out. This one doesn't have a play-by-play, so I will take over the play-by-play for it. So quarterbacks in shotgun formation. We got spread offense. Quarterback gets the snap. He starts scrambling. Now he scrambles up to what looks to be, the 28-yard line. So he scrambles up, but now we got a flag on the play already. Quarterback now scrambles backwards, throws the ball to number 55. He throws the ball to one of his tackles. So we got a couple things going on here. So again, going to replay it one more time here. Snap, scramble, crosses the line of scrimmage, comes back, is behind the line of scrimmage, throws a forward pass to number 55, who happens to be the left tackle that I think on this scenario was the player that got called for the holding foul. So we got a couple of different things here. Now, first question is, do we got an illegal forward pass? Quarterback ran across the line of scrimmage and then came back and was behind their line of scrimmage and threw their first forward pass. So the answer to that question, in the high school level, that is 100% a legal throw. That quarterback is allowed to cross the line of scrimmage, and as long as they get back behind the line of scrimmage before they make that throw, that is a legal pass. Now, the hold that happens prior to that, you still got a holding penalty going on there. Now, the second phase of it, threw the ball to number 55. Number 55 was, again, their left tackle. So, left tackle makes him ineligible by A, position because he was covered up, and B, because of number. So now we're going to have an illegal touching. So it's not going to be an illegal forward pass, but it's going to be illegal touching. So that penalty would have been a 5-yard penalty, and then it would have been a loss of down added to it. So the defensive team had some choices there. If they wanted to take the holding penalty, they would have moved him back 10 yards and replayed the down, or they could have taken the 5-yard penalty and gone 5 yards back, but now it would have been a loss of down. So, a couple different options there. Again, very unique type of a situation. Don't see it often, but like I said, quarterback crosses the line of scrimmage. They're able to come back and they're able to throw the ball. There is nothing wrong with that one. All right. Couple more comments coming up here. Yep, 100% legal. All right. Moving on. Play number 3. Now, this one I really found interesting. This was one that our local association brought to our attention. And it was something that the coaches pregame, and I know I've harped on it a bunch of times, the coaches pregame brought it to the officials' attention. This is a play that we run. Just be mindful of it. So purple team's going to come out and they're going to run a screen pass. And if you're able to watch this on TV, the receiver is lining up in the left side. I'm pretty sure he's a slot receiver to the left. I'm going to let it kind of go through here for a second. He's punching himself back. But his route is initially going to take him across the line of scrimmage. So right there, you see Number 3 here, I'm kind of highlighting him. His route took him across the line of scrimmage, but then you're going to see him. He's going to wind himself back and get himself behind the line of scrimmage for the screen pass. Now, the reason that this is important is there's blocking going on downfield. They basically set themselves a pick play, but because the ball was thrown and caught behind the line of scrimmage, well, that pick play is good. And I can tell you, if they didn't bring this to the officials' attentions before the game, you may have been looking at an offensive pass interference penalty instead of just, well, this is a pretty innovating play. I'm going to let this one go through without pausing it. See number 3 crossing line of scrimmage, gets back behind the line of scrimmage, and there's your blocking going on. So it ends up getting them a 1st and goal after that play. Again, very unique type of way to run that screen. But if you think about our offensive pass interference penalties are going to occur when the ball is when? At the snap or in the air? And for offense, it's going to be at the snap, which means he's got to be behind the line of scrimmage when he makes that catch. Receiver got behind the line of scrimmage, so just think about all of your other screens, your running back screens, your receiver screens. All those things have to happen behind the line of scrimmage in order for you to be allowed to have any type of blocking going on downfield. All right. So, let's see. We got our next play coming up here, and this one's got a little bit of a sun glare to it, but let me set the stage for it. So, we are on a free kick here. We got a kickoff, and you'll notice the team in blue on the right side of the screen, they've got 5, kicker and 5. The 5 players have their feet just inside the 35-yard line. On the opposite side, the other 5 players just inside the 35-yard line, and their kicker is lined up about 7 yards deep. So in this formation, there's nothing wrong with it. But what they end up doing, as they approach the ball, the kicker runs past the ball, and one of the secondary players kicks the ball. This, ladies and gentlemen, needs to be killed right away. Okay, this is not legal because the kicker is the only one who is allowed to be outside that 5-yard mark. So in this scenario, because the kicker, and I'm going to backtrack it again, because the kicker started outside, he's the only player that is allowed to kick this ball. The kicker approaches the ball, and he winds down the line of scrimmage, and one of the inside guys on the top of the screen comes in, and they kick for a surprise onside kick. So in this scenario, we're going to have an illegal kick going on here. We're going to move it back. We're going to go another 5 yards here, and we're going to most likely end up re-kicking this one, which we really don't like to do, but this is not going to be Blues ball, although they did recover it. Okay, so this is something that should have been killed. This one is a couple of years old, so you may notice that the officials were out there with the face masks on. So it's a little bit of an older one, but it's one that's definitely worth talking about. All right, let me check the chat box here. All right, come on, people. If you got a question, jump on, ask the questions, and we'll keep going from there. All right, so we got our next one coming up here. Let's see. All right, so here we got, again, sticking with the theme here of our kick game. Goodness, we keep on saying that the kick game is the place where it's going to continue to mess people up. So here we got a kick. So this is an extra point scenario. And we have the lovely muddle huddle type scenario. So to set this picture for you, we got a receiver on the top of the screen. He's punched off the line of scrimmage. He is an eligible player. You've got the center now over top the ball. He's an eligible player by position. I can't tell the number here, but if the team is running this formation, they're probably keeping that as an eligible player. To the left of that center, you got an ineligible player. And you got another guy who's lined up on the hash mark in a wide receiver stance, but he is covered up also, so he's ineligible. And then you look down the line, you've got 4 offensive linemen So all 4 of these are ineligible due to the number restriction. So this is number 62 at the end of the line of scrimmage. Behind that, you got what looks to be a wingback facing in, and then behind the center, you're going to have a quarterback and a running back. So let's kind of let this one run through, and we'll take a look at it. We got orbit motion now going by that outside receiver. And we got a little bit of a pitch, so it's a running play. So, reset it up. Quarterback sends him in motion, receives the snap, pitches it. Lineman or linebacker, defensive lineman, can't tell position-wise here, comes in, looks like has the play blown up, misses the tackle, but now we got something more here. We got ourselves a blindside block. We got ourselves a peel back block by one of those big offensive linemen. Turning, going the opposite direction, and right there we've got ourselves a peel back block. Now, the other question that I want to propose to you, everybody here. In this scenario, you've got what looks to be an 80s number, a tight end type position lined up here. Oh, I don't even know where you'd call that. He's lined up in the hash between the center and the 2 offensive linemen. This is a disguise. This is them trying to force the defense to cover this person. Now, if this player were to go downfield, you're going to have an ineligible man downfield if this ball was thrown. Because it's a pitch, you've got nothing. You could block downfield again because the ball's behind the line of scrimmage. But if they were going to try to do any type of play pass, now we're going to have ourselves an ineligible man downfield. And that young man is number 9, so that tight end position, number 9. And they end up running it in. They get the 2-point conversion. Don't think they got hit with that peel back block, but we got to make that call. All right. Keeping going here. Again, keep those comments and questions coming in. So this one is a game that I actually had a couple weeks ago. And again, this is another one of the games. Coaches came up, approached us before the game. They actually had this diagram. They had it on a piece of paper. And not only did they have it on a piece of paper, they had a video clip of it from their practice of practicing this scenario. So we got a short yardage type of situation here. It is 4th and by the looks of it, 2 yards. So let me pause it here again to set it up. You got a double tight end formation. You got a receiver on the bottom part of the screen, punched off the line of scrimmage. A fullback up top. They're in a pistol, not a pistol, but they're in a shotgun formation with 2 backs. So you've got a fullback to the strong side left. Tailback is going to be to the quarterback's right. Nothing unusual with that. Here's where it gets a little quirky. Before the snap and before anybody puts their hand in the ground, 4 people shifted to the right side. So now the end man on the line of scrimmage at the top of the screen is the center. Ineligible by number. Eligible by position, but ineligible due to the number restriction. But shifting came over the guard, the tackle, and the tight end from the top of the screen, along with that fullback in that strong formation. So now to the bottom of the screen, from top to bottom, you've got center, a guard, a tackle, a tight end, a receiver, a fullback, quarterback, and a running back. So they've got this team outmatched. Direct snap to the quarterback, and they end up getting the first down by about 3 or 4 yards. Okay, all this was a big-time overload to one side. It was a legal shift. There were no people putting their hands in the ground first to start the play, so there was no false start or even a simulation of the snap, so we got no penalty there. They didn't throw the ball, so it didn't matter about the eligibles or ineligibles by number, and they just outnumbered them to the short side of the field, and they gained themselves a first down. Again, everything that they did, practiced, discussed it, all legal plays. So we'll let this one run through one more time, all the way through. Ball's on the right hash, plus 48-yard line. Ready for play comes in because this is coming off a tight end. There's the 4-man shift. They set. Oh, and I also missed. They also had a puller, too, that came out there to try to get them going. So they were really trying to overload it. So, again, you got a whole lot of things going on there. And in that scenario, you got a whole lot of legal going on there. So we got a nice legal play. All right, our next one. We are sticking with the kick game because everybody knows how much we love the kick game. So let's set this one up. Free kick. We got a kickoff going on. Ball's kicked from the 40-yard line. You see R set up at the 50-yard line. K has all of their players basically within a 10-yard box. They are lined up at approximately the 39-yard line. The kicker is lined up at the 35-yard line. Everybody is within that 5-yard restricted area, and they're tight to each other. This is the old school thundering herd type of kickoff. Whistle blows, ready for play. We got 5, kicker 5, so by formation on the kickoff, they're good. And now we got ourselves an onside kick. Now, a couple questions with this one. Do we have a pop-up kick? Nope. This is a good onside kick. Kicker kicks the top of the ball. It takes low bounces, but the ball is grounded, which is now going to make the ball a live ball once it goes past 10 yards. So we got a grounded ball that goes past 10 yards. This is a free ball. So here he is, approach. We got a clean kick. And the team in white does a great job of recovering it, but nothing again in that play is illegal. That is a nice, clean onside kick attempt. Again, all good. Thundering herd is still good. What you can't have now is anybody blocking or blowing anybody up before that 10 yards, before that ball goes 10 yards. So got to make sure that that ball gets to the 10-yard mark before we have any type of big-time contact, and we're going to go from there. All right. You know, I set up all these clips and I didn't even realize just how many kick game things I had in there, but this is where we're going to find those unusual plays. So here we go. We got 4th down and about 7. 4th and 7 from the negative 35-yard line. The blue team, the home team, is in a regular spread punt formation. Punter is back at about their own 20-yard line, so you're looking there about 14 yards back. So everything here is normal. Going to get a clean snap. Punter gets the ball, takes the steps, and they punt the ball basically straight up in the air. Got to rewind that one. Great job here by the umpire of getting the heck out of the way. Ball was snapped from the 35-yard line, and the ball hits the ground at about the 43-yard line. So it crosses the line of scrimmage, but here's now where it gets interesting. That ball starts bouncing back towards K's line of scrimmage. And you're going to see that K picks the ball up and just downs the ball. In this scenario, the ball crosses the line of scrimmage. If this ball were to continue bouncing back towards K's line of scrimmage, this ball is actually grounded, or downed, I should say, at the 32-yard line. When the ball was punted from the 35-yard line, K could have picked the ball up and run. And this is where K didn't truly understand and know the rules. K right here could have picked the ball up and tried to get themselves a first down. Instead, they dove on the ball, covered the ball up. Kind of a smart play because they didn't want the ball to be advanced there by R. But K, because the ball was back behind their own line of scrimmage, I don't know if it was a really windy night this particular night, but it tends to happen on those really windy games that the ball is going to come back. But I don't know if it was just completely mishit, but the ball ended up coming back behind K's line of scrimmage. And from there, K has the ability to scoop it up and run that and try to get the first down on that. All right, I got one more that I want to show and try to get some feedback on. This play is a little bit older. I'm going to take a look at it. So we got a little bit of a swing pass now. Just looking at it here very quickly, and with everything that's going on in the NFL today, take note of where that left tackle is, how deep that left tackle is. So NFHS rules for offensive linemen is their head needs to at least be to the belt of the center for them to be in a legal formation. In this scenario, you may have 5 guys in the backfield here, but can't really tell. Not the greatest angle, but just be mindful of that. So receiver comes out to the left. They punch themselves on. We're going to have a little just short hitch route. Receiver makes a great catch. Breaks a tackle now. Yeah, now he's sprinting down the sideline. And all of a sudden comes in the defender. And he doesn't just grab the face mask, ladies and gentlemen. He has full face mask from right to left. So trying to set the picture for you. He's running behind the receiver, reaches his right arm out, gets the receiver on their right side, and rips their helmet down to the left side, almost decapitating the poor kid. So I think everybody understands that this is a pretty obvious personal foul face mask. This is going to be a 15-yard type of a penalty. But the question that I propose, do we got anything more than that? Do we have any type of targeting? Do we have anything else? Or do we just have a face mask penalty? All right, we got Mike jumping in here. No, you're right. That's not targeting. Okay, we're not going to have any targeting. It's not going to be an unsportsmanlike. It's a nasty 15-yard face mask, but that's exactly what it is. It's a 15-yard face mask penalty. Was there intent is now going to be the next question that we're going to talk about. And if we think that there was intent, and by the looks of that, I don't think there's intent, and it's very difficult with the face masks because hands get caught up in there. I don't think he was trying to grab into the face mask. He was trying to bring the ball carrier down. But if there is now intent, is it something that we can have this player disqualified? Okay. And again, thank you, Mike, for jumping in. Not going to call anything flagrant on that one either. So nasty 15-yard penalty. Okay. But we're going to go from that scenario. Looks like they were inside the end of the play. They're just going to kind of finish it up. Yeah, so the end of the play was at about the 16-yard line. So we're going to go half the distance to the goal line from there. And it's going to be first and goal from about the 8-yard line. So actually, I forgot here. I do have one more. And let's see. I got Mike on here helping out. So we're going to play this one live. All right, Mike. We got anything on this play? We're kind of freezing up here. So, quarterback drops back. Going to talk our way through it again. Quarterback drops back. Looks like he got a go route on the outside. And ball kind of looks a little bit underthrown. First thing we got is we got some old school face guarding here. Is face guarding a penalty anymore in the high school level? Face guarding where the defensive back just puts their arms up to try to screen the player's number. So we're not going to have a face guarding penalty. Back in the day, back when I played high school football, I'm aging myself, face guarding was a penalty. There didn't need to be any contact. But in this scenario, and Mike, you are 1,000% correct. Okay. Throw this one on the screen. We got DPI. There is contact, so there is no face guarding. Okay. And the contact, the player was not making a play on the ball. So we're gonna have a defensive pass interference penalty here. And so we're gonna go 15 yards from the previous spot. So let's backtrack it here. Let me play it through one more time. Let it go all the way through. So again, quarterback drops back. Defensive back just puts their hands in their air, but they kind of restrict the receiver from being able to come back, which is where the contact is made. So now we're going to have our DPI penalty. Mike, you got anything different on that one? All right. Mike is in agreement with that one. So Mike's got a question here. All right, where can we access these plays to show in our meetings? So, Mike, if you want to email me, I'll throw my email up on the screen, and we definitely can work something out. But a lot of these things I'm getting from my association's meetings, and just I'm asking for you, the listeners, to be sending me in some film, and I've had some people from across the country send me in some different things. Still working on being able to download some of the stuff. Don't have access to being able to download stuff from YouTube just yet. Got to get that premium YouTube thing. So that's why I'm looking. If anybody wants to buy me a beer, that's where I will go to. So different things like that. But yeah, so keep on sending the stuff. I do again have my own personal Huddle account. So if you are an association that uses Huddle or uses Quick Cut, you could email it to me, or you can send it right through a direct exchange onto a Huddle. And like I said, I'm going to try to do these sessions more often, putting the film on there. And for those people that are only listening, I am going to upload this to YouTube, so you will be able to see this once again. So we were live tonight, but it is going to be back up there for all people to see. So Mike, hopefully that was able to help you out and answer your question. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to the few people that were able to get on here tonight. I appreciate it. Like I said, this first time doing the live episode. I want to try to do a couple more of these as the season goes on. But definitely going to have some more of these. And I'm not going to lie, I put this out today, so I wasn't really expecting a huge turnout. So for those people that were able to get on, I do appreciate it. Mike, thank you. Let me type in my email for you too here, so we could try to link up with something. So, but for anybody else out there, email Mike D, the referee, at gmail.com. So Mike D, the referee, at gmail.com. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you very much for tuning in to this latest episode of Whistle Talk. Again, if you're liking what you're hearing, please hit those like and subscribe buttons. Those don't cost you anything. Just going to notify you when different things like this do pop up. You could go and follow me on the Facebook page, Whistle Talk, Inside the Mind of a Football Official, or you can go to those other social media platforms that I've got. Okay, you could find me on Twitter. You can find me on YouTube. I am on Instagram, TikTok. I am all over the place. So take a look for me, find it out, and please leave a comment. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Tell me what you want to hear. Again, that was our live episode tonight here with Mike D, the referee. Once again, appreciate you all. Have a good night. Be safe. And let's keep this ball rolling. Take care.